If you're going to shoot, shoot. Don't talk. Hey everybody, it's your buddy Brian back for another edition of the Spaghetti Western Jamboree. Well, what do we do on the Spaghetti Western Jamboree? We talk about spaghetti westerns naturally. The term spaghetti western, of course, was intended as a pejorative, right? When Americans found out that they were making westerns in Italy, they thought it was silly. They thought it was comical. And then the Italians just turned that around on them and ended up making westerns that were better than the ones that we were making. And well, everybody, first and foremost, thanks so much for showing up. Whether you're new to spaghetti westerns or whether you're an old fan, this is definitely the place to hang out. Tonight we're talking about And God Said to Cain by Antonio Margheriti. Margheriti's an interesting director. He was a guy who was very much a journeyman, as most of the Italian directors were. That is to say, when they were making Gothic horror films, they were making Gothic horror films. Then the trend went to peplums. They started making peplums. And the Gothic horror came back again, and so on and so forth. So whatever genre was in at the moment, that's what guys like Margheriti and Fulci and so many of these other cats, what they would do. And what's interesting is that since the Gothic horror boom had happened right before the spaghetti westerns, a lot of the Gothic atmosphere that was in those movies ended up in the westerns. I think largely consciously, but sometimes maybe subconsciously. Tonight's movie is a perfect example of that. There's a bunch of Gothic spaghetti westerns. The main ones are Django, Kill, If You Live, Shoot. That's bizarre. That's really more of a horror movie than a western, to be perfectly honest. It's completely out of its fucking mind. Check that out if you get a chance. Django, Shoot. Django, Kill, If You Live, Shoot. Yeah, I know it's a mouthful. And Cutthroats 9 was another one. Four of the Apocalypse by Fulci. Whole bunch of Gothic westerns. This, I think, is probably the best of them. Margheriti, like I said, journeyman director, worked in a number of different genres, was really good, really very good in all of them. I think this might be his best movie, though. But anyway, enough of my yakking. I'm rambling. Let me bring on my boy, your boy, Matt. What's going on, man? Save me from myself.
How you doing, brother?
All right. A little scatterbrained, but hanging in there.
Oh, me too, man. This movie was crazy, man. I love to see Nosferatu get in there and be creepy in the Wild West too. It was fun,
dude,
right?
Dude, see, that's the thing. It's like with a stream like this, it's like I don't know where to begin because there's so much to discuss. And then when you're talking about Klaus Kinski, he was, Mr. Intensity.
Yeah.
You wanted an intense performance. You got Kinski. You got as serious as a fucking heart attack, because the guy was a lunatic. His on-set shenanigans, really consisting mostly of conniption fits of him screaming at people, are the stuff of legend. And oh man, there's Jesus Christ Erlöser, which is a documentary about a tour that Kinski did across Germany, doing a play he had written basically about Christ. Right? Okay. It's very, very tormented guy, and as a consequence, ended up being a Christian and feeling some salvation, some comfort there. You know what I mean? That maybe at least Jesus could forgive him for what a horrible guy he was. Right? Something, right? But then hippies would go, because this was in the late 60s, early 70s. Hippies would go to the theater to antagonize him so that he would just fucking break character and start fucking screaming at the people in the audience.
I mean, it only takes a little bit to kind of get under people's skin sometimes,
Well, especially a fucking Klaus Kinski. It's like you want to be fucking walking on eggshells around that guy.
Was he a drunk or what?
No.
Okay, he was just kind of a psycho, like a little.
No, well, nowadays he would be on medication.
Okay.
Right. I'm pretty sure, this is just my guess, bipolar.
Okay.
Disorder, right.
A lot of people have that. Yeah.
It's
crazy.
Yeah. No, I mean, like when I joined the depression bipolar support group, I thought that like people like me that just have like depression were like in the majority. It's more people with bipolar. And the thing that really sucks about bipolar is that you get to a point where you're like literally high all the time. It's called mania, right?
Yeah,
basically that. Like your body is just ingesting cocaine like constantly, right? And people make real fucking bad decisions when they're in that state of mind. And I've seen it in my friends, so I can tell like, oh, dude, you're manic, aren't you? He's like, oh, yeah. And, they can, like I said, medication, therapy, all that shit can help keep a lid on it. But back then, we're talking about the 60s and the 70s.
Right.
Psychiatric medicine was still in its infancy. So they were just like, that dude's just fucking nuts. It's like
Bailey giving LSD to, people.
Well, it's the same way. It's like nowadays, somebody like me, they'd be like, if I were a kid, I'd be like, oh, you've got attention deficit disorder. Right? We've seen this, we know what it is, and then probably be quick to fucking throw medications at me, right?
Oh yeah.
It's overdiagnosed and it's medicines are overprescribed for it, but it is a real thing.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. It's like they ignore it and then they go real hard in the other direction. And or dyslexia, right? There's no such thing as dyslexia or ADD. When I was coming up, you were just stupid.
Yeah, you're dumb.
Right? You're just dumb.
Yeah.
And so somebody like Kinski, it's just like, well, he's just fucking nuts, which really isn't far from the truth. One of my favorite stories about him is that he was in a play, I think, that Werner Herzog was directing. And he just lost his mind and locked himself in the bathroom for 3 days.
Wow.
That's crazy. When they finally got that door open, everything had been turned to like dust, like powder. Do you know what I'm saying? He smashed the sink, he smashed the toilet, he smashed anything that could be smashed in that room, and he smashed it many times over 3 days. So it's just like everything is just like he was like a kaiju in that fucking place, right?
Oh yeah.
And and anybody, if you or anybody else wants to like get a real clue of what a character Kinski was, check out a movie called Mein Liebster Fiend, My Best Fiend. It's a documentary by Herzog, who made all of those classic movies with Kinski. And that has like a lot of great footage and stories and shit. Yeah, no, he was a fucking nut.
Right.
But it was that dedication to his craft. I think it was that. I think that madness was part of what made him such an incredible screen presence.
Yeah, correct. Like a lot of the stuff is in his eyes too. A lot of the emotion, he has a very animated face and very emotive, and you really don't know what's like what he's thinking all the time. You know what I mean? He's on one.
There's a Japanese actor named Tatsuo Nakadai, who is very close to Kinski in terms of like intensity, right? And acting with his eyes. He's in a lot of the great samurai. He's actually in like all the great samurai movies from the 60s and the 70s, right? Still with us too. Really nice guy, evidently. Could turn on and turn off, right?
Yeah.
Kinski, I don't think could turn it off. I think because he said in an interview on a German talk show, ich bin kein Schauspieler, ich bin das. I am not an actor. I become that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're talking like
I don't play GTA. I live GTA.
Yeah, right.
My buddy
So
used to say that. I was like, back when the GTA, I think it was GTA 3. That was like the big one. Was it 3? It was one of them where it was just because you had like the God View one, like back in the day, like on PC.
Yes,
The
and the
first
first,
Grand Theft Auto,
the first
and then there was
person
2.
one.
But I
Yes.
think it was 3, which was the first one where you could see the character, and the Vice City was the one after that. And he was like,
Yes.
I don't play Grand Theft Auto or GTA.
No, me neither. It's
GTA.
great when you first discover
Okay.
it because it's just so fucking funny. It's just like I love the fact that I could steal a car, go and pick up a ho ho ho.
Yeah, right.
Take her someplace, and then the car would start rocking.
Yeah, right.
And like $10 would disappear.
Exactly. Like,
right, and then she would get out of the car and walk away. And then I could get out of the car, chase her down with a chainsaw, carve her into human bacon, and get my $10 back.
Yeah, like Jack the Ripper, basically.
I mean, but you can do that in a video game, right? Mm-hmm. It's just because that's the appeal of that franchise. Is that's just anarchy.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Did you see the trailer for Borderlands?
The younger you are, I think.
I know it's a different thing, but I mean. It borders on Western with post-apocalyptic. A lot of people can argue yes or no about that, but I never played the video games. I mean, we're talking about video games, but did you ever play Borderlands before?
Yeah, I think it's overrated.
Did you see the trailer for the movie yet?
No.
I guess
does it look any good?
I mean, it looks okay. I never played the game. I wasn't really into it, but I thought that it was kind of cool because it was like Mad Maxian,
Yeah, it's like Mad Max on another planet. Yeah.
It's got Cate Blanchett in it. She's like the main one. Everyone's like, damn, she's old. Why is she in here? She's like 60. I'm just like, whatever. I don't care. I mean, it's out in the dust. And I mean,
why is that not like? Why
she's one of my favorite actors.
Acting?
They're calling it they call it like a post or they're calling it like a post menopause like action flick because she's in it. Jamie Lee Curtis is in it.
Feminist or something.
Well, I don't know if it's feminist. It's just that
because Mad Max 4 Fury Road was.
Yeah, it might be a little.
Miller actually consulted, like the creative consultant on that movie was a raging feminist.
Oh yeah, that's fucking retarded.
And that's why there's feminist politics all through that movie, and why Mad Max, and that's why I don't like Mad Max 4 is because Mad Max rides bitch in his own movie. But I'm sorry, you were saying
it might be that way. I don't know, but then I also know that there's like a lot of people like in our sphere that kind of just jump on movies like they just.
I know.
Kind of hate. I mean, it looks cool. Like, there's like that dude with that Jason mask that's all swole that like jumps around in there. And I thought he was a cool looking character.
I'm guilty about that kind of bias too. That's why it's just like if I haven't seen something, I try not to have an opinion on.
Like me, I'll go watch it. I'll go see that, and I'll go see that new Furiosa one, just because I like those worlds, a post-apocalyptic with like hot rods and big engines and flamethrowers and chainsaws. Yeah,
Mad Max 4,
Fury Road.
Like I said, I don't like it, but like, it's an achievement.
Spectacle.
It's a spectacle. Yeah. As a spectacle, it's incredible.
And I just want to see what like Hemsworth does.
It's amazing what George Miller accomplished.
And I like the character Immortan Joe, which was the toe cutter actor, the same guy. And they have a younger actor playing him in Furiosa because it's the younger Immortan Joe. So I want to see that, and I want to see what Hemsworth brings to the table. Yeah, because I think Hemsworth and Immortan Joe are fighting, and Furiosa is a slave of Hemsworth, and you know what I mean?
Okay.
And it's that girl from all the Eggers
or some shit like that.
Yeah, and it's Eggers' girl. It's that girl from all the Eggers movies, playing the young. Okay. So I'm like, and I think Miller's directing it, so I want to see that. I'm down with the Borderlands. I'm down to watch it. There's not that much stuff to go see in the movie theater.
Oh no, I'm down for that too.
Yeah,
but it kills me that George Miller didn't get to do the Justice League movie, which he'd been trying to get done 20 years ago.
Yeah, it probably
would have been amazing.
It probably would have been better than the Justice League movie we got.
No doubt. And because remember, also, he wasn't somebody that came up on movies. He came up on comic books because there were no movies when he was like a really little kid. There was no movie theater. He grew up someplace, no movie theaters, no TV. None of that shit. So
what's up, Pops?
What is up, Pops? How you doing, man? I have a feeling he'll be on and off. Real quick, I wanted to take a look at some of the stuff they're showing off at the Spaghetti Western database.
Nice.
There's a new version.
SWDB. That's dope.
Yes. This I can't say enough about this site.
Wow.
They're the resource I always wished that I had when I was coming up, because when I fell in love with Italian Westerns, they were really hard to find. There weren't that many. On TV, of course, they would show the Leone films because they had Clint Eastwood. They would show I think there were like 2 or 3 other ones that they would show, like A Minute to Pray, A Second to Die, sometimes the Trinity movies, but it wasn't that many. So the only thing you had was this newsletter that was called All Westerns Italiana. And I just, after a while, just stopped reading it, because it was like, this is an awesome movie. Django's the shit. Sartana's the shit. And God Sent the CAIN, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, I couldn't see them.
Yeah.
Right? They weren't even on VHS. Right? You could only see that shit maybe around like circa 2000. Because like that's when the whole DVD revolution really took over. And Anchor Bay and so many other companies just fucking busting titles. But they're coming out with another version now of Once Upon a Time in the West.
I like that poster. It's got a good composition to it.
It's cool. I like it too.
Art. Yeah.
I like it a lot too. And showing off, of course, Henry Fonda, Jason Robards, Charles Bronson, and Claudia Cardinale. I already own this movie in way too many forms. I have it on VHS, I have it on DVD, and I have it on Blu-ray. It's like one of those few movies that's just always like, it's like any new format it comes out in, I'm like, shit. And this is going to be a definitive Paramount Presents limited edition. Includes both HDR10 and Dolby Vision, restored from the original 35mm Technoscope camera negative by Paramount's archive team. And then it's also this restoration honors the 2007 Film Foundation photochemical restoration, overseen by legendary director Martin Scorsese. So that's a long, fancy, technical way of saying this is going to be a 165-minute extended cut.
Damn, I want to watch it, man. I want to watch it.
Oh, dude. I got a boner when I saw this. I'm just like, oh, fuck yes.
This movie tonight, man, was something else. Like just the way it opens up, like damn. So
yeah. It's very much like I said. It's a gothic western. Right?
Definitely hell. Like he's in hell, like in the beginning,
Oh, absolutely.
And then he just gets like busted out real quick, pardoned. Like, oh, and then he said 10 years. I was like, 10 years of that? Oh my god.
Yep, and not expecting it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So he is somebody who had written off his life completely. That was just like, it's never going to get better. He wasn't expecting to get out because the places like that, if you left alive, you were the exception to the rule.
Right, you go there to die, basically.
You go there for them to literally work you to death.
Yeah.
Like a very, very not nice places.
Isn't it weird? Like imagine writing the story, right? Like you're hammering every day, right? You got your pickaxe and your sledgehammer or whatnot, Oh, okay, my thumb broke today. My thumb dislocated. Day 3 or month 2, my thumb is, my thumb doesn't work anymore. Oh, I just hammered my day 5, I hammered my index finger. I don't have feeling in this hand. Oh, my legs are going numb. Day 10. You know what I mean? Someone just slung a sledgehammer and broke my foot. Day 30. You know what I mean? Like it just keeps going and going. That'd be a cool way to start up a story. Like kind of just talk about all the injuries you're getting from being basically a slave worker in somewhere.
It's very sort of Frank Millery, the way that he would always describe.
Oh yeah.
injuries, right? Or like, it wasn't until Frank Miller that like Batman or Daredevil would complain about like their bloody knuckles.
Yeah, like they hurt.
Right?
My knuckles hurt today. They're bloody. The scabbing is just will not heal. You know, I keep pouring peroxide on there and ice. You know,
the one scene in the Daredevil movie, the one with Ben Affleck, that is absolutely spot on is when he comes back to his crib, and he comes in and he takes like some Vicodin and he pops them in his mouth and he just fucking chews them like they're like M&Ms.
Yeah.
Right? And he takes off his shirt and you just see it's just this massive fucking scars because he's been stabbed and shot in the back like a billion times.
I like that movie.
Right?
Like that movie was cool when
too.
it came out. And then when like the director's cut came out, it was even, you know, like
way better.
I actually liked a lot of those pre Disney Marvel movies a lot, dude. Like that one, Ghost Rider. Like there's a bunch, dude. And like the CGI is like kind of dodgy in a lot of them, but I still like it over a lot of the shit that we got. I don't know.
Fucking, I watched the Ghost Rider movie again recently, the first one.
Yeah, I like them both. Fun. Yeah, they're both fun. I like the one with Cillian Haynes or whatever his name is that plays the devil, and then Peter Fonda in the first one.
Yeah.
First one's more of a gothic western. That's like, you know, that's my thing. And then the second one's a little different. I mean, it's a little more European in some regard. And Idris Elba's in there, and you know, I don't know, Blackout's cool, and like I like the way that they're. I don't know. It was cool. And Cage got to play Ghost Rider a lot more because he was wearing the green screen mask. So yeah, I like them. You know, I like them both.
I do too. I think that they both are enjoyable nonsense, basically.
Yeah.
You know, that's not where you go for something that that's like exactly art house.
If you want to watch the third Ghost Rider movie with Johnny Blaze, it's called Drive Angry. But he's not driving a motorcycle; he has a car. It's got Nicolas Cage and Amber Heard in it. It's fucking awesome. It's a hard recommend.
Is it?
Have you seen it?
No.
It's so good, and it's like kind of like totally like feels like a 70s or 80s. I'm sorry, like a 70s movie, you know.
Oh.
But it came out and it was 3D. Brian, you'd love it. It's so over.
What's it called again?
Drive Angry. And it was in 3D when it came out, and it's got Amber Heard in it, but that was before she even met Johnny Depp. You know, that was before Red Diary, I think. But he's Johnny Blaze in there, and he's got bleached blonde hair, and the devil's like accountant's trying to come after him. He goes to hell. I mean, it's Ghost Rider.
Really?
Yeah, dude. He's driving in hell, literally driving in hell, like in the first few minutes of the movie. You know, so.
Oh, I will definitely try and check that out.
I can't hang out, guys, because she's in heat. Rocky's going freaking crazy.
Oh no!
I'm just gonna sit here on mute the whole time anyway.
It's
okay.
I
will tell you what I thought of the movie. Too slow.
Oh,
dude, it's a gothic horror story.
Still too slow. You don't want to fall asleep waiting for the next thing to happen, man.
It's about atmosphere. It's about mood. It's not bang, 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 bang. You know what I'm saying? It's about creating a sense of building and sustaining a sense of
dread. I know. It just built and built and built, but they didn't. The climax wasn't worth the build.
Oh.
You know.
Dude, with the fire and like where what's his face? Peter Karsten is surrounded by like what looks like 20 Kinskis.
Right, it was like Enter the Dragon. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Enter the Dragon came before this.
Oh my god, I think the ending's fucking incredible.
Time, you know.
But to each their own. It's all good.
Yeah. No.
You just by the time it got to the end, I was like, man, finally. You know, it was like.
He was
it's not for everyone.
No.
It's not for everyone. But like I said, I think as far as the horror spaghettis go, I think it's the best. But then again, most of my fellow spaghetti western admirers would probably say Django Kill, If You Live Shoot is the best of the bunch.
Like for me, like if I was obviously I can't paint like this guy. He's way better than me, but. I wouldn't have painted this. I would have had like the church in there. I would have had him standing there, and I would have had the tunnels underneath him.
Yeah.
So all the tunnels, like he was a fucking phantasm in this movie.
Yes.
And you couldn't see him. He was taking people out. He was Batman, basically. He was doing a lot of Batman shit in here. That's what I liked about it.
Yes, and he even goes Evil Dead. He even goes fucking Evil Dead when he grabs that dude by the foot.
Yeah.
With the trapdoor that opens up.
Oh yeah, dude. He builds all his traps. He's like Rambo, Jason Voorhees, but this is before Rambo and Jason Voorhees, so maybe they're Klaus Kinski, inspired. And he has the traps all over town. And I love the little charming church in there. It's not a Gothic cathedral, but it's just a basic church that you would probably have out in the West. There's nothing special about it, but it was cool, and just seeing him take people out slowly and then slowly reveal himself. He wouldn't show who he was for a long time in the movie, man.
He doesn't go out, because here's the thing: the plot to this is kind of like a combination of Point Blank and the Count of Monte Cristo, right?
Yeah,
where it's like he's been betrayed by his woman, right? Set up.
Mm-hmm.
And betrayed by his woman, and and she took off with his enemy, and they framed him.
Oh yeah,
for a crime, right? And sent him away basically to die. And then suddenly he finds out that he is free, and he's so dead inside. Mm-hmm. He's like, well, I can't just pick up and start my life again. So what am I going to do? I guess I'm going to go and fucking kill these motherfuckers.
Pretty much, yeah.
And when he comes in like, well, one of the things I thought that he doesn't come in like Rambo style and just blast them motherfuckers. He comes in like a fucking serial killer.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it was. And this movie,
the way he told dude's son, I'm going to come visit y'all later.
Yeah. And he just kind of like walks away, And then when he comes in with the fucking twister, the tornado. You know what I mean? That just builds. And I'm thinking like, dang, that's so cool to put. That's scary. I mean, what's scarier than a tornado in a Gothic film, let alone Western? It is appropriate for a Western, but if you're gonna do a Gothic Western, put a tornado in there, man. It makes it even more scarier. Because it's, you just think of where it could take you and rip your house apart, and this guy comes in like a whirlwind with the twister.
Exactly. And
I gotta get out of here. Rocky's driving
Peace
me
out,
crazy.
Pops. It's all good, man. Good seeing you, man. Take care of yourself.
Can you hear him panting? Can you hear him? Just
a little bit.
Just
a little bit.
Fucking driving me nuts, dude. I gotta go.
It's all good. Give him some belly rubs for up.
Oh shit! Now he wants camera time. Look.
Oh no! Hold on.
What's up, Rockster?
Handsome. Look at that handsome face.
No, that's horny face, dude.
Oh yeah, right.
You good boy.
All he wants right now is to get laid. That's all he wants.
That's a noble ambition. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's a noble ambition.
It's natural. We're very sex positive here at the Spaghetti Western Jamboree. Oh God.
Oh, see, there we go. Now the whining starts. I'm out later.
I want to needs to bust a nut. Oh man, poor dog. But yeah, when I was at college at university, studying as a English lit major, my focus was on Gothic literature. Right, that was my shit. And that was going to be my focus. And if I went back to grad school, that's what I would have been teaching. I would have been, teaching a class on like Gothic literature, probably.
Sweet.
But then I wisely chose not to go back to college to get my master's because, that's like a fucking scam.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things about the Gothic, right, is that you frequently have the weather reflecting the mood of the hero, right? And so here it's just like, mind you, he plans it, right? In the sense that the old Koepp the old man that he gets the rifle from, tells him yeah, man, there's going to be a storm's coming, and he waits for it on purpose, and he rides in with it on purpose because he's just like, this is going to be the cover that I need.
Yeah, the glorious time.
But the overall effect is just fucking creepy as hell because he's just fucking rioting in, and because they're waiting for him with their guns drawn, hoping to fucking bust a cap in his ass, and the wind is blowing dirt and straw and all kinds of fucking debris into their eyes, so they can't see him, and so they lose sight of him for a second, and then suddenly his horse is riding by without him. And that's when you start to kind of realize that these guys are probably fucked. I mean, look, once you see Kinski's eyes at the beginning of this movie, it's just like, oh shit.
Like the way he takes out that snake. Takes out that snake like you don't give a, you know what I mean?
Yup. Yeah, absolutely. And he's just clinging to life just to cling to life. And it's just like now his life has purpose. Because so that's very different from a character who escapes prison and then goes to get revenge, like the Count of Monte Cristo, right? This is a guy that suddenly it's just fate has changed, and he just doesn't believe in a loving and merciful God anymore.
He's just like, oh.
And there's that scene with the priest where that's another weird thing about this movie. It has a mute priest in it.
Mm-hmm.
And people are talking to him like they're expecting him to answer, but he never talks.
Right. It's almost like
go ahead.
He's it's almost like he's reflecting I don't know, no matter where, it could be like a message, no matter who he talks to, he's trying to have a conduit to God, no one listens,
right.
Much like he was when he was in the quarry,
Right.
So that might just be the director's perspective of he wanted it to feel that way, you know what I mean? That he's gone and there's no coming back and he doesn't believe anymore, he's damaged at that point of his religion or spiritual guidance.
He's never gonna be right again. At least, that's what he believes. Life can, turn things around, right? And who knows? Maybe 5 minutes after this, he met the love of his life and, settled down, a happy man. But
faith was the word. The faith is gone from this. The feeling of this movie is zero faith.
And it's not that, because also that's the other thing too. You're talking about characters who are in the 1800s, right?
Yeah.
And they're not upper class. The idea of atheism would be, it's just everybody just naturally accepts the existence of God in this world, right? And so that's a moment when he tells the priest, he's just like, so I'm just living for revenge now. And, God was very clear, vengeance is mine. And because, of course, it's not for human beings. Only God really knows what people really deserve.
Right.
So in doing this, he knows he's thumbing his nose at God. But he's just like, well, you know what? But fuck it. Because he's just that dead inside. And at least he has a mission now. The cast in this, I think, is aside from Kinski, is really good. I always forget this dude's name. Gonna have to fucking look it up because it kills me. One of the things that I love about this book on spaghettis that I have called Any Gun Can Play is that it has a little section in the back where there's it's what a photo not just a photo gallery, but also names and descriptions. But you can go by the face of all the guys that you see, the character actors in these movies. So you can find out what their names are and everything.
Yeah.
Sometimes they would be actually a lot of them were stuntmen because I mean, it's there's a part that didn't really require a lot of acting, and then you can use that guy getting shot off a horse, and it's the same guy.
Oh yeah, just reuse them.
And so a lot of guys became a lot of the Spanish stuntmen.
Yeah,
who were fucking chads were like that. I mean, studly motherfuckers, man, just doing like crazy shit. But yeah, this actress name is Luciano Pigozzi. He was in a fuck ton of Italian trash cinema. He's in You're the Hunter from the Future. He's in Strike Commando. He's in Robo War. He's in Zombie 3. He's in a Cobra Mission, Commando Leopard, Ark of the Sun God. And we're talking about, he's also in like a bunch of Frankenstein's Castle of Freaks. Yeah, I'm cheating here. I'm looking at IMDb.
Hey. That's what computers are for, man.
Yes, without a doubt. And, a lot of, I think almost every Mario Bava movie, like most of the Mario Bava movies he's in, like Baron Blood is definitely one. So he's a very, very familiar face in Italian cinema for sure. Let me see if I can run. Oh, hey, what's up, good stuff?
Hell, good stuff.
Love the good stuffs. Love the good stuffs. Everybody hanging out, by the way, thank you so much for hanging out. Chris, if you're listening, much love to you, my brother, man. This, of course, is a really, really great, intense scene. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can bust. I should show a clip. And this is an obscure movie, so it's not like, because you see, that's one of the things too about the Spaghetti Western Jamboree. We can do a lot of movies, but we can't, for instance, do any of the Clint Eastwood movies because that shit will get ganked and and copyright struck. And I mean, I don't intend on doing any of the any more of the Leone movies anyway, because those
never say never.
They've gotten the love that they deserve in spades.
Well, maybe we could do it on like a holiday or something. I don't know. Like maybe we could do like one a year or something. I don't know.
On Rumble, right?
You know what I mean?
We wouldn't be able to do that shit. We wouldn't be able to do that shit on YouTube though. Mr. Good Stuff wants everybody to know that he is going to pee and bring you fellers with me. Don't make it awkward. It's why should it be awkward? Why should you know what? It's awkward that you would even suggest that it would be awkward, dude. Yeah, of course. Spaghetti Western database. Yeah, they've got all the fly shit there.
It's awesome.
This is, I think, the German trend.
Sie richtig. Ich habe das Zuckerwasser im Blut. 10 Jahre im Steinbruch, da meißelt sich jeder Schlag mit der Spitzhacke ins Hirn. Jeder Tropfen Schweiß brennt.
Every day, like it's just hammering at you.
Ewig auf der Haut. Brennt und das Gefühl der Rache wird größer und größer. 10 Jahre lang, 10 unendliche Jahre.
10 Jahre, 10 years.
Und die Rache wartet darauf, freigelassen zu werden. Und jetzt ist sie frei und hat zum ersten Mal zugeschlagen.
Oh, it is also worth mentioning that this is a German, Italian, Spanish co-production.
That's cool.
That's the thing is when the spaghettis took off, it's like everybody wanted to make spaghettis. There's a bunch of American spaghettis, like American produced movies that were made by Italian directors in Italy. And so then, of course, it's like and German, French crossovers, that sort of a thing. Kinski, of course, was a German actor, and his name always meant for a big box office in
Jim ist tot.
Germany.
Und seine Brüder werden wie er sterben.
I'm sorry?
Gesetz
I'd say like his dubbing. Like I noticed, like as a side note, I don't think I've ever heard a German actor that I could think of on the top of my head like nail down an American accent without knowing that he was German.
Yeah, that's
hard for 'em.
because they learn. Yeah, because Germans don't speak American English; they speak Queen's English. So they sound, they sound like "Hello, governor."
Like I've never heard him pull down an American accent, like
No.
any Austrian, any German, in
Nope.
like 100 years of cinema. Like it's never happened.
You think you're
I was thinking of that last night. Like, damn, there's not a one. Like even there was like like Schwarzenegger. There was Terminator 3. There was he played like a guy named John. I don't know. It was something Candy, not John Candy, but he's like, "Hi, I'm Henry Candy. I'm the leader of Skynet, or I'm the drill sergeant of Skynet. I'm getting all my guys in line." You know what I mean? And they gave him a country accent and a Schwarzenegger talking. It's funny.
What was this again?
This was actually Terminator 3: Rise of the Machines. They actually explained where the T-800s came from. It was actually a man that was training like a drill sergeant in Skynet or something like that. Because they had a team of like elite, like, I don't know, mercenaries or something like that.
Oh, wait, I think you were talking about Terminator 4.
It might have been 4, but I think it was 3 in the special features. It wasn't in any of the movies.
I really liked 3. I thought it was very underrated because
I
I think
3's the
people were
shit.
expecting something more like Terminator 2. But meanwhile, Terminator 2 was so huge of a spectacle, you can't go any bigger than that. No. So you go smaller.
Yeah, 3 was awesome. Well, I mean, like what I liked about 3 was he was doing a lot of wrestling moves, like choke slams, tombstones, like he was doing all that stuff. And I'm like, well, he just choke slammed that chick, and like because it was the chick was the Terminator in there, So yeah, I really like Terminator 3 a lot. I like them all except for the new one. I didn't like the new one. That one was I mean, I hate to be that guy, but I mean, it is what it is. It's just woke garbage.
Trash.
It's woke trash, and there's a missed opportunity. And
I didn't like Genesis either, but
Genesis is kind of weak.
Special kind of suck.
Salvation was one of the Salvation is really good, in my opinion, but it was just kind of off on its own. You know what I mean?
I've never seen it.
I liked it because it was actually in the future, and it was post-apocalyptic,
like that. Cool idea.
The T-800 was CGI, but they had T-600s that in the story have rubber skin, so they're scary. So
that's an interesting idea.
Yeah, no, you check it out. I think you'll really, really, really like it.
All right, it's one of those movies I passed on because of the director and
McGee. Yeah, no, I mean, but there's some
McGee.
Definitely his best movie, but it's yeah, dude, watch it, bro. It's definitely very entertaining. It's definitely like number 4 in the franchise for sure. It's like they're actually in good order, almost,
Okay, all right, yeah. I mean, because that's the thing. It's like it's one of the things I love about having friends like you. It's like if you say, you know what, like you've slept on that, you actually should check that out. I know, yeah.
I feel like 1, 2, 3, and 4 is a good way to end it. Like you end it with 4, like you kind of take them somewhere, and get Christian Bale in there, and then you kind of
gotta milk that shit though.
You kind of end it right there, and it's a good ending. It's something different too.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's just like certain franchises are never going to end.
Oh yeah,
right? Because it's just the money is too good.
Well, yeah, and Terminator 2,
it's always there.
I think T2 is the best action film of all time. Like, it doesn't have the best fight sequences, but as far as just action,
yeah,
I think it's the best action film ever made.
Which one? T2?
Yeah, ever made. Yeah, by far.
I would definitely have to go with Hard Boiled over that, but because that's the thing, man. Fucking Hong Kong action cinema from the 80s and the 90s fucking slaps.
Well, you're talking about fights and stuff, right?
Fights, gun battles, especially the fucking gun kata.
Like that movie, the fights are trash in Terminator 2. Like Terminator 3 are way better. But I just think as far as action and like guns and chases and
in terms of just
scale, I think Terminator 2 is the best. Like it's still up there.
Have you seen Hard Boiled though?
Never seen Hard Boiled. I've heard of it though. I'll have to check it out.
Dude, yeah. That's the best John Woo movie.
Like I'd have to go back and relook at some of my movies and like rethink it, like best action movie with martial arts, and it would be something else. You know what I mean?
That would be definitely in terms of like action adventure movies.
Yeah.
Not only top 10, probably top 5. actually. I mean, we're talking about John Woo here at his fucking prime, at his absolute fucking peak, man. Have you seen The Killer by John Woo?
With Chow Yun Fat?
Yeah.
Oh, it was a long time ago. I seen it one time, but I wouldn't remember it probably.
Oh, that's also great. A Better Tomorrow is really good. A Better Tomorrow 2 has one of the fucking best third acts of a movie ever. And it's the mayhem is completely fucking insane. I should just send you the clip of like the fucking climax of that movie, and it's just completely off the hook. That's the thing about the John Woo movies. He cranks that shit up to fucking 11.
Did you see his latest movie? Did you see his latest Christmas movie with Joel Kinnaman, the silent one?
Yes. Yeah.
Was it pretty good?
Silent Night?
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. It's good. It's not great. You know, it's not great. It's not one of his classics.
It's not Face Off, the replacement killer.
I like Face Off a lot. I like.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to his American movies,
I'm watching that more than all of his.
Awesome.
Hard Targets. Yeah. Remy LeBeau.
Wind Callers.
Yeah.
Is fantastic. But that's not really an action movie. That's a war movie, right? But it's fantastic.
Like for me, if you were to ask me, like my favorite action movie, like one of them now, I really like would be Rambo. I like Rambo a lot, and I like The Expendables a lot. Just because they have a lot of.
I'm more of a Rambo 3 man myself.
That one's good too, dude. That one's good too. But the thing I liked about but I also like Blade 2 a lot. Like that's one of my favorite action movies.
Fucking fantastic, man.
Like he's suplexing dudes and just like I don't know, like it's up there, dude. Because it takes a lot of the movies, you know, a lot of the Hong Kong stuff, and kind of just I don't know. It'd take me a long time. It'd take me a couple months. I'd have to go back and watch all my movies and be like, what's my favorite action movie with with fight scenes in it? You know, dude. You know what we should do?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, never mind. I was gonna say Gallo Walker.
Go ahead, Chip. Finish your thought, bro.
I was gonna say Gallo Walker someday, like Wesley Snipes, that Western, that Gothic one, but it's not spaghetti. But maybe later on, we'll.
As long as we don't do the new Glenn Danzig.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. I mean,
have you even taken a peek at that?
Not yet. I will once it becomes available.
It's.
I know Casper's in there. I know Casper's the main character. I mean, he's the guy. The name of the movie.
Caspar Van Dien?
No, the guy that played Casper. You know, in the movie Casper.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I've never seen it.
He's just all grown up now.
Oh, okay. Making Glenn Danzig movies. You know what's really crazy about it? There's no background music.
Yeah, that's weird. It's crazy too, because I'm like my kid watches that movie, and I used to watch Casper all the time, the '90s one, you know, and
yeah,
we're just seeing like, damn, Casper's the Death Rider guy in the Glenn Danzig movie, you know.
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty much on the same level as Veronica, which I do not recommend.
Bilanz für jeden Monat meines Lebens, den ich bei mir abgebucht habe.
That's the fucking moment right there, where the woman who has betrayed him notices him, right? And he's like sitting there in the window with the rifle pointing at her, but he's not even looking at her.
Bilanz für jeden Monat.
He has his eyes down.
Meines Lebens, den ich bei mir abgebucht habe.
And then he brings him up. That's the kind of shit that Kinski was known for. He also had this thing called the Kinski turn, which is, how do I describe that? Where he would be like shot from behind and he would turn around. But what he would do is he would cross his legs so that he would kind of and like move on, turn around on a pivot. And he does a few of those in this picture. Yoink, yeet, yeet. Yeah, I mean, it gets really, really fucking macabre. And then you have Rocky. Who's the guy that would do the singing for these again? Rocky. IMDb, please help me.
Rocky Balboa? No.
Rocky Johnson?
Frank Stallone?
Rocky Maivia?
Right.
Oh, yeah. One funny thing, too, is that Kinski's character is named Gary Hamilton, and that is the John Doe of spaghetti westerns.
That's just the name, the go-to name.
Rocky Robertson.
Dang, I think he really low-key smacked her right there, bro. He's like, shut up. Or he didn't even say nothing. He was just like, bitch, why are you lying? Smack.
Well, I mean, first he's just fucking, all he does for it seems like 5 minutes, he just fucking stares at her.
Yeah, just dogging her.
Then she falls down, and then she fucking starts, because it's not when she's in terror that he slaps her. It's when he's like hovering over her, and he's like looking at her body, and he's like, I've been in prison for 10 years.
Yeah.
Right? But also remember that they were fucking making the beast with two backs. They were fucking while the crime was being committed by the guy who is now her husband. And so he remembers that night and probably what a good lay she was. And so he's looking at her, and you see it in his eyes that there's still that attraction there. And so once she sees that, she's like, oh, now I got some fucking control over this motherfucker. Maybe, right? Because she tries to, she at least tries to play that hand to see if she can fucking save her ass. That's when he fucking smacks her.
Look real.
Yep. Just this music, man, does not fucking go with this fucking movie.
No, there's liberation.
Satan der Rache. That means Satan's revenge. Or the revenge of Satan. You'll meet the judged. Ach, für sein Schicksal. And then, of course, suddenly this trailer goes into English.
Hamilton.
That's a really great shot too. What he does with the sun in this, when he's finding out that he has been cut loose. How as he's talking to the guy who's I don't know, the governor, I think, who said that, basically is the guy who technically cuts him loose, although it has to do, he says, with some kind of national program, something that the president has done, where it's what is it again? I think it's that he was recognized for his service during the Civil War or something. And so the law says it's okay, he's already done 10 years and he was a good soldier, so we'll cut you loose. And as he is hearing this, it's he's not even looking at the guy who's speaking, because he's just it's he's just hearing the words, but it's just very unreal for him. Let's see. No, hold on.
At that point, it would have to be dreamlike, unbelievable, where you would hear it. It would take. It's almost like I mean, it's a shock, but it's almost it almost be like a traumatic experience for you to hear something so good after working that long,
Right, but it's not like he can take any joy in it. It's not like he can take any pleasure in it. He's happy to get out of there, but he's never going to be happy again. It's like he's just too damaged and too wounded. And I think that's one of the things that fuels his desire for revenge. It's just like he can't think of like anything else to do. But yeah, let's see. Here it is. Yeah, where he's just like listening to the governor, and it's just like he looks over his shoulder, and then the sun kind of like blinds him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if this is supposed to be like a blessing from, like, he sees this as like being acknowledged by God. It's not clear. But yeah, it's just, it's like he's getting cut loose, but he's getting cut loose a broken man.
Right.
And then, of course, you've got this incredible gothic climax. Yeah, we don't want to give away all the spoilers yet, though. But Satan der Rache. Yeah, that's a really great moment where they come and find this dude's fucking hanging from the bell, because that's the thing that's constantly dogging them in this is the fucking church bell, right? It's going off, and then they like walk into a trap, and it's going off again, and this time it's this dude just fucking hanging from it, fucking lynched, fucking getting taken out, fucking Michael Myers style. Because that's something. If you're like whacking motherfuckers, that's one thing. But then if you're like setting them up, for people to walk in and find in a way that's going to make them want to shit their pants. Yeah.
Oh, totally, man. It's crazy too how fast he was, just dropping down in those little tunnels, running through there with his repeater or his rifle.
Yeah. Because that's another thing, is that he is definitely given a little bit of a tactical advantage, and it's pointed out that that repeater, the Winchester, is brand new at that time, right? So it's not like, I don't know if the Spaghettis don't care about historical accuracy, right?
Right.
So they're not going to maybe point out the difference between, because this takes place, I think the Colt repeater probably came out before the Colt Peacemaker came out before the Winchester. Before the Winchester, you had like the Henry rifle. If you go into a gun shop, you'll see replicas of them, right? Yeah. Where you could has an octagonal barrel, and you just kind of like turn the top. It's very strange. Right? It's just like you twist the top of the barrel and then you just drop the bullets in. It's very, very peculiar. But the pistols that the guys are using in this are cap and ball. That is to say, before you had bullets.
Yeah.
Oh God! And the poor guys, that poor son, right? The son of the villain. He's like a total, complete Akambar. That's the name of the villain. Akambar's son is just disgusted when he finds out the kind of man that his father is, and at the same time comes to the conclusion that I probably would come to as well, which is he pretty much like looks at his father, and is like, like, dude, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, but
you're still my father.
But you're still my dad, and I like that at the end too. Like,
I do too.
It kind of it makes it that whole classic blood is thicker than water. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's exactly what I would have done the exact same thing that he does.
Mm-hmm.
Exact same thing, where I'd be like, yeah, you're probably right, but I got it back by blood.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And when Akambar shows him all of, and this is a really great moment too. I love this shot.
I was like, damn.
The use of mirrors in this, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Right.
He had like probably like $1 billion in there, dude, or something. I don't know, maybe.
Dude,
like
fucking gold
hundreds.
ingots.
Like it looked like $1 billion, like nowadays, you know, like that's what it looked like,
sure.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, I got $1 billion right here.
And it's just like, and he's telling him like, look, this is your birthright. This is all for you.
He looks like a mannequin Ken doll right there.
Yeah, he kind of does.
Like a rubber dude.
And he's just like, dude, and he's just like, I don't want it.
Yeah.
I don't want
what?
it.
You don't want all this right here? He's like,
right.
Yeah, no, I don't want
when he looks at the camera actually and is like shaking his money, this is real.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those rare moments where
she was stainless, dude. She straight after he like did a little smack, you know. She showed her like true quality after that, you know. I was like, dang.
Oh yeah. Look, we know she's a snake. He knows that she's a fucking snake, and not to be trusted. It's just she's still got that pussy, and and he's had a taste of it, so she thinks that maybe she could like leverage that.
Right.
To
they ever made a sequel to this movie?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, you didn't have a lot of sequels to the westerns, to Spaghettis, and I mean there were like a couple. The one real big, the one they didn't make a Django franchise, which they should have done, but they did make a Sartana franchise where there are like 5 Sartana movies. And
I was looking for the sequel. The sequel to I was looking for like the proper sequel to Django, but I don't think it's on Tubi right now. But it looked cool. I mean,
it's good.
Yeah,
it's good. Django Strikes Again.
Yeah, it's like in the 80s too. Like they jumped forward like 10 years later or something, right?
Yes. And unfortunately, Corbucci was planning on directing it. He couldn't because he died. And so it was directed by Ted Post, but it's shot in English. And it's got
and then
Donald Pleasance.
And I saw that like Donald Pleasance was in there, like a couple like known actors, and Franco Nero.
Connolly.
Nero does his own dialogue in there.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
and I always wished, because that's the thing is like he heard how he was being dubbed.
Yeah,
and he was just like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna learn English," and like that's
totally
he had the genius idea. When he did those, The Mercenary and Compañeros with Corbucci, that he's like, hey, like the Old West was a place full of accents.
Exactly.
Right? Not everybody was totally talking like that. John Wayne.
Yeah, no, it was a kaleidoscopic, place of different cultures and races and immigrants, and like that's the thing too. They could have all been like just. Even Klaus could have, Kinski could have been using his accent, and here it would have been.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, let's be real. It would have been even more interesting. It would have been even more interesting to hear, right? And more. It would have been more character driven in that regard of performance.
Absolutely. So it's just like in The Mercenary, Franco is the Swede. Right. And in Compañeros, he's the Polak.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, he definitely looks very Nordic, for an Italian. Probably got some
Northern Italian for sure. Yeah,
definitely got that Norwegian probably blood in him. Well, dude, a lot of Normans allegedly like went down to Italy. They were called the Longobards, Longbeards.
Right.
And I heard a lot of Vikings settled Sicily, bro. And then I heard like through the times, a lot of like the Italian mafia took a lot of their hierarchy from Viking, from the way the Vikings, had some of their, hierarchies systems in their
settlements there.
Yeah, and their family too. Yeah,
no
like the whole,
shit.
like the family,
like Vikings, man.
Like the Viking organized family, like crime family, is what I'm speaking of specifically.
No shit.
Some of the Sicilians took some of that idea. You know what I mean? And there's been some studies. You know what I mean? And I have receipts too. I could drop links. There's this channel called Viking Channels, or it's called the Viking. It's called Viking Stories. And it's Sturla is his name. He's a Norwegian professor, and he goes around the world for like the past 20 years just digging up.
That dude. Yeah.
And he did a whole video about like Vikings and Sicily, like what, like The Godfather, like it's funny. It's
amazing.
It's actual legitimate, like click worthy bait, but it's not bait because and you're like, whoa,
because it's history.
Yeah, and you're thinking Goodfellas, you're like, dude, these dudes got some Viking blood in them. Like you're thinking Godfather, like they're all Sicilians, but you're like, dude, they're
really the honor system all the time.
The honor system, like they talk about Vikings, how like honor, like they're once they have their king or their chieftain, they just like swear like blood oaths to them. Like they're like, well, I got a blood oath with this fool. I'm a ride or die with this fool. And that's how a lot of those dudes were too. The Sicilian mobs.
Oh, that's fascinating. So you can trace that code.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying all of them are like that. I'm just saying there's right. Yeah, there's a little bit of that in there.
Fascinating.
Yeah, because they went everywhere, dude. Like he was in like he goes all over Morocco, Russia, the Rus Vikings. He goes to like the Middle East a lot. He has on his Patreon even crazier stories. Allegedly, he like met up with some of he got captured, I think, by the Taliban because he was looking for Viking blood in the Middle East. But you have to go on his Patreon to figure that shit out. But awesome guy. I love he's coming out. I think he's coming out with a graphic novel. And he's coming out with a novel too. Yeah, dude. He's been canceled. He's been canceled 7 times. It's crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
But anyways, that was a little side quest.
Unbelievable.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, I know the guy that you're talking about. Yeah. No, he's the shit. Totally off topic, but do you know that in Turkey they found a city that's like German archaeologists, they discovered a city that's like 7,000 years old.
Yeah, like the oldest civilization or something like that.
Like pre-Mesopotamia.
Yeah, dude. Turkey's got
pre-Babylon. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, and it's just like, no, we don't want, you know what I mean? Because then we got to go back and reprint everything and rewrite everything. I mean,
I know it's
terrible. That it's like that.
Things that should be on the fucking front page of the fucking paper.
It's just, to me, it comes down to laziness and having to retract things. I always think that's what it is. Now,
well, I mean,
I think back then it was narrative, like was controlling narratives, like with the King James Bible and all that. Like, I'm going to pick these chapters.
You don't want people to be curious.
Yeah, it's just too much. And, so there's all these things. That's why. And now I think it's more of like a, I don't want to have to go back and rewrite the books. And we have our nice little cute history right now.
Especially now with the social justice warriors, where history is literally whatever you want it to be.
Well, yeah, it's that postmodernist idealism.
You just make it up.
Anything
can
just
be anything. Make shit up.
Yeah,
make shit up.
Happen.
Yeah. The Amazons are real. Oh, fucking Wakanda is real.
Yeah, right.
Fuck it. And that's the sad thing.
Smoke if you got them.
Joking. Not even joking.
Yeah.
That's how fucking stupid these people are. Basic fucking bitches, man. I'm telling you, in like 20 years from now, 30 years from now, this will be looked upon as an era of absolute mass insanity.
Yeah, the idiots.
Fucking dumb fucks.
Anyway, it's funny you said that. I was watching I was watching a video by your boy Zach, and he said this almost the same, like a similar thing. He's like, people are gonna look back and remember us, and they're gonna think of, oh, what was the the 20s like, like, oh, it was a bunch of fucking retards.
And they had complete control because they were useful idiots for the government. The government was like, oh, hey, we're down with this. Social control, man.
That fool got a biz cover. He's finally got his Rambo Bisley cover.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. It looks pretty dope.
A Rambo biz cover. Dude,
okay, so I've been waiting to back that Rambo book by your boy Zach for like 2 years now. And I'm like, well, where's the Bisley hardcover? You know what I mean? I want to see it. And finally, like, it came out,
Shit.
I love Rambo, dude. I love,
Oh, dude, the business is the shit.
And it's a hardcover. And it's the whole origin story written by him and by your boy in Stallone of in Vietnam, first kill.
That's amazing.
And I don't know.
Can never have too much Rambo.
I want it. I ain't gonna lie, I want it. It looks dope. Yeah. I guess Critical Drinker did a short story too.
I like that too, actually.
The Critical Drinker did a short story, or he did a comic too that's part of the campaign. And it's
shit.
Yeah, and it's like the general that's always going after Rambo and trying to save him and talking about it. it's Troutman's story, dude. So Critical Drinker, that's his first comic, I guess, and he did a Troutman story. It's a $15 add-on.
Critical Drinker.
So I'm like, damn, dude, and he just dropped that, and I'm like, I've been waiting for that Bisley cover. I wanted to, and I want that too. It's pricey though. But
was Rambo Bisley?
It's Rambo Bisley, dude. Hardcover.
Really? I can't wait to see what that's gonna fucking.
He's throwing in a poster and dog tags too. So like those are the, nice. Comes with it. So
sweeten the deal. Sweeten the deal.
Yeah.
But
I dug this movie, man. I love the Gothic Western.
Again, I love a cool combo, right?
Yeah, I love the it just felt very like real and like lived in and plausible. You know what I mean? The church, you know what I mean? The church is like a big thing for me. Like I think like the church or the manor, like in a Gothic story, Yeah. And I love how just like I was talking about earlier, how just kind of basic it was, This is the architectural design of it, but also him ringing the bell all the time. Just the whole like the phantasm of his character, like for the first, what is it, half of the movie, 2/3 of the movie?
Yeah. I mean,
he
that's
milked
the thing.
It too, and I liked it.
Was saying like, oh, that's so slow. It's like, no, it's deliberately paced. It is.
Yeah, it's slow. Yeah, it's
like
supposed to be.
Gothic story.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. And like that's what I liked about it. I like that.
In other words, something like Evil Dead 2 would be like speed metal, right?
Yeah.
Or Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This is like more Sabbathy. This is
this is more Doom or Sludge, Something.
Fucking first four Sabbath records are like the unfucking stoppable.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, let's check this out.
And then when Dio got in, I think as soon as like those first few like those, and then when Dio took over, it was like the best with Dio. I think
those were great. But as a kid, I was madder than a motherfucker because it wasn't Ozzy, right?
Yeah. In retrospect, though, you're like, yeah, okay, I got you. It's different. No, I hear you, man. I'm the same way, and it's weird, right? Like sometimes you got to watch things 3 times, and sometimes you have these ideals, and sometimes you got to watch things more to know that you hate it. Sometimes you got to watch things or listen to things more or read things more to know that you like it. Some things get old. Some things are, I don't know. It's weird.
Some things are timeless. Some things improve with age. Other things don't hold up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my God! You know what I found? Next week, I think our movie is going to have to be. I did finally find a free copy of this. It looks like.
What's that?
The Omega Man.
The Omega Man, huh? Okay.
Have you ever seen that?
No.
Oh, you're in for a treat. You're in for a fucking treat.
Shoot me the link tonight. I want to start watching it this weekend. If we're gonna do it.
Yeah, I'll drop that link in the DM group. Now, this is something I love. It's a public service when knuckleheads on YouTube do shit like this. Here is the kill count for
nice.
And God Said to Cain.
Sick.
Yeah, I love kill counts.
You can find liberation from a serpent's bite among the.
And again, of course, there's that wildly inappropriate song by Rocky. And this, of course, is a great scene where he's got the Indian cat following after him with the dripping water. Congratulations to your Ichiban.
Oh, you work so hard.
Number 1.
You can't sleep now.
Yeah, this dude just totally fucking walks right into it. Yeah, this is the first time that the church bell is ringing. And it's like his way of saying, I'm here. Come and get me. Perfect fucking CNS shot, dude. Right between that bitch ass's eyes. Right in the forehead. That's the other thing too. It's a spaghetti western, and the hero could fucking like shoot a flea off of a gnat off a dog's dick at fucking 20 paces. Blast him! Yeah, it's just, and that to me is like one of the exciting things too. It's like when he's underground or he gets to a particular place, he's just like perfect spot to pick off a few more of these bitches, and he's just whittling them down. And so finally, there's that moment where you can like they know that they're screwed.
One day you'll find your freedom, and you cross the mountains high.
Oh yeah, the subtitles here are great.
And you will cross the deep wide river.
A little hole right there.
Yep.
Like, what's going on? What was that?
Death by symbolism. That's great.
Peter.
Yeah, so he's just like hit and move, hit and move, hit and move. So these two uncanny fellows right here cut the bell rope. In the meantime, Kinski goes all Evil Dead on this guy's ass. Yup. Follow your soul. He just hangs on to that motherfucker so he can't get out of the way before the bell falls. See ya! Cut in half, man. How brutal is that?
Yeah.
Like the violence in this is fucking brutal.
Yeah.
And once again, like this is not something that you would see in a spaghetti western. This is something you'd see in a horror film.
Yeah.
It just has like enough. He's still alive. Has enough time just to fucking look up at his boss and go, "Oh." The child is fighting.
He's fast, dude. He's
real
fast.
Fucking fast.
Like a just like a marathon runner or like a, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's fighting a guerrilla war, that right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like he's up against a literal army.
I like how they show it though, man.
You try and
you know
fucking
what I mean?
fight dirty and fucking.
I like how he's just like really intensely fast, like running around really fast, like a tweaker. You know what I mean? I like that. You know?
Yeah. Well, he's fucking driven.
And you kind of, I don't know. Yeah, like you don't see that right away, but you slowly, oh, this is how he's doing it. He's fucking running around really fast. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Which makes sense. In the beginning, again, third time I say it, he's like a phantasm. He's a phantom. You know, you don't see him running around really fast, but later, like, oh, okay, that's how he's doing it. He's got the tunnels. He's survival mode, you know, like Rambo in it, you know.
This is one of those movies I think that cats like Mike Barron, Graham Nolan, Presty Smith would all get a kick out of this.
Oh, for sure. I'm sure they all probably love this movie, you know. What are you doing?
Gary Hamilton. It's basically, like I said, basically John Doe. No, but I mean, he's actually pretty merciful. I would have shot the motherfucker in his dick and just fucking left him there to burn.
It's like unload into it.
There you go. The tally. Yes, it's 69. For some reason, I was thinking it was like maybe like 71 or 72, but no, yeah, this is still relatively early.
Blood and sand.
You'll face the
Yeah, awesome recommend, Ryan. Awesome. The movie was.
You enjoyed it?
Oh, two horns way up, bro.
Hell yeah. You know, I thought you might, being
right.
a guy that's down with horror westerns.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I had a feeling they'd probably do the snack.
Yeah, maybe.
I think he's so crazy. He probably did it, bro. Like it looks real, bro. Like he went full Kinski on her, you know.
Oh yeah. Interesting thing about Kinski. Evidently, he did have a gentle side. If he was working with an actress and they were distressed or distraught, he would calm down and be very gentle with them and
cool.
Nurturing and like, don't worry, it's gonna be okay. Don't worry. This is, we're just acting, pretend like we're kids. We're just having fun. And so there was a Beauty and the Beast. And actually, as a matter of fact, he did play the Beast in the Showtime Fairy Tale Theater version of Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, that's cool. I got to check that out.
Yeah. And I forget who he was playing opposite of. I guarantee you that shit's on YouTube somewhere.
That never gets old, Beauty and the Beast.
No, it's one of those stories. Oh, dude, have you ever seen the Cocteau?
The black and white one?
The black and white one?
Parts of it. I haven't seen all of it, though.
Fucking incredible. Like one of the best movies ever made. Like just astounding. I remember seeing that. Well, I'll get to that story another day. But I remember seeing that as a little boy on TV, and it fucking changed my life. Because it was like, I was used to seeing the monsters and sympathizing with the monsters, and here you had a monster, a really cool-looking monster. All the makeup done by the director, by the way.
I heard about that.
Yeah, who was famous as a poet before he became a filmmaker. He decided to go from poetry into making films, and he made that fucking that masterpiece. Lots of spooky stuff in that too. Smack!
It looks so real. The smell.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Whether it was, you'll
never know, right?
You'll never know. Anyway, Matt, you are gonna have a guest soon, right?
Oh yeah. I'm going to be having on Dark Gift Comics. He's going to be talking about a bunch of his books coming up, and
Anthony,
talking some metal too, and metal. Anthony. So yeah.
I'm sorry. I see. I just I asked the guy to promote his channel, promote his interview, and I can't help but he says metal. I'm like, if you're not into metal, you are not my friend. Heavy metal.
Right.
Oh, no metal at all. Wimps and posers, leave the hall. That's, oh, God. Oh, I love that fucking lyric. It's the shit. But anyway, please, tell these fools where they can find you.
Oh, for sure. You guys can find me on my channel at Metal Movies and Brewskis, or on Twitter at Runecutter Comic. And tonight, we're going to be having on my show, Open the Gates, Dark Gift Comics. So he'll be talking about a bunch of books he's got coming out, a bunch of cool projects. And you could find me there. And we also do a Saturday night live show and talk about a lot of movies and monsters and all things metal. Yeah. So check me out there if you guys want.
Hell yeah. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. You can follow me I'm on the Twitter at Brian Christgau. I'm on the Facebooks as Brian Christgau. I'm on the YouTubes at Brian Christgau, I think 1415 or something like that. But anyway, slap that like button, hit the subscribe, hook a brother up, ring a ding ding dong, the bell for notifications. And with that, I think Pops isn't taking us out, right? Pops, are you there? Okay, because I'm going to hit that fucking end stream button. It's going to happen, and like hovering over it right now. All right. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out. We really do appreciate you. And until next week, when I think we're going to be doing Omega Man,
Hope
peace, love, and